Welcome everybody to the MEDC meeting. Today is January 20th, our quarterly meeting starting at 6 o'clock. We have Arnett Easley, Carol Langley, Ann Walker, Casey Olson, and myself. So we do have a quorum. Before we get started today, I would like to just have a moment of silence for Tom Chilowich, who is our city council person. We lost him right after Christmas, so if we can just take a second and give some love to him and his family. Thank you, amen. Okay. Also, we were going to go ahead and start with our pledges of allegiance. Start with the American flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag to the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible. Thank you for being here today, our board members as well as our guests. We're grateful. We're grateful for the community and certainly excited about all the wonderful new things that are about to happen in the city of Montgomery and beyond. We have comments from two guests in our audience. First, they're both regarding item number 6 on our agenda. Item number 6 is a discussion of proposed improvements to the city-owned North Lot, including the relocation of Rabbit House, also known as Garrett House, office space opportunities, public parking, pedestrian connectivity, etc. Item number 6 is the discussion topic for both of these community members who want to speak. First up is Cheryl Fox. Ms. Fox?
I'll just wait till it comes up on the agenda.
You want to wait till it comes up on the agenda? Yes, would you like to speak now, or would you like to wait till it comes up on the agenda, maybe? Okay. You'll stick around till then, yeah? Okay. It won't be too much longer. Okay, so it's okay to table these until then. All right, so the first item on the agenda is going to be the consideration and possible action of the special meeting minutes of November 18th, 2025. That was the one meeting that I did not attend, so I would need a motion to approve those meetings since I did not.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes of the special meeting of November the 18th, 2025.
Second. So it's been motioned and seconded that we accept the special meeting minutes of November 18th, 2025. This motion is amendable, debatable, requires a majority vote. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed? Okay, the motion passes and we have accepted the special meeting minutes. Number 4. Consideration and possible action regarding the update and status of wayfinding signs. Would that be Ms. Tilley or Mr. Brent? Anybody?
He has it memorized better than me.
Said by Ms. Tilley. Hey, there's Ms. Tilley.
Good evening.
Everybody can.
So the update is that it is progressing. We have in your package, if you want to take a look, a few renderings of what we're proposing for the monument sign.
Can we show that up on our screen here? We just push. Oh, you don't have it? Okay.
I'm gonna look at yours because my computer won't turn on.
Oh, okay. Here.
Do you guys need extra? I guess I have to.
You just come over here.
The monument sign, the point of entry sign.
This was at 9.
Yeah, like a gateway sign. Then we have the actual wayfinding that points directions to the historic district, possibly the community center, National Forest. And there's 2 of those.
This one matches more.
And then the information sign that will go downtown.
That's what we originally.
And then that would be the kiosk. And then the
Here's your way.
a rendering of what
Which is
the
pretty
park
much,
sign
yeah.
will look like.
So we have like an A and a B.
Well, the A was,
You're showing us,
So if you want to go back to the monument sign,
yes,
there's option A and there's option B.
yes.
And you can pick
pick.
which one you would prefer.
Same price?
And that's the one that will go on the south lot that,
Yeah, we don't know the actual price, but they're similar.
that we're talking about next. That's why I put it next, the south lot, because
On the
that's,
south lot, correct.
yeah, right there at 149,
Which is
105.
fine, where the light up sign is now?
Yes, exactly.
This will be the one monument sign, and that'll be 149 and
Right,
or Eva and Liberty Street.
right.
So where is it gonna go?
Where the light up sign?
The electronic sign is right now. The
So
electronic
that's coming down?
The electronic message board, yes, would be replaced by this monument sign.
And this doesn't have any where's to advertise on,
Correct.
like the monuments.
Not at this time. This sign would not. The advertisement is because it's an actual,
Nobody.
On the entrances.
like, central area that brings you into
Monument signs.
historic.
That's where they go, coming into town. What happened to that? Why did they get moved from coming into town to downtown?
Coming into town are these signs.
Yeah,
That wasn't the
At different
original plan,
entry
so what happened? What changed?
I don't think that
So here's-
No, it
here's what
changed.
happened.
No, I thought we were doing.
Wait, let's listen.
CVS, we were doing one on.
Yes.
Coming from the.
Yeah.
So this monument sign, you had one in the original packet from the beginning. You had one, which would go in front of Pizza Shack. When you go out there to Pizza Shack, it really isn't the best place to visually see this. Where this is the entry point signs that you're having on all areas, 2854, Eva and Lone Star Parkway on the west side of town. You have it on 1097. This is the sign that would go there. If you wanted this monument sign at every entry point.
Oh, it'd be way too expensive.
Well, not that
We
it
were
would be
gonna do two.
expensive,
That was the
just
plan.
being able to get it to fit.
Oh, get it to
At
fit.
every entry point, yes, because you have drainage ditches
We didn't know.
along those areas, and then you have, areas that don't have room to be able to put a monument sign
We're
like
gonna have to
this.
do two, right?
Yeah.
Two monument signs.
On the original plan, there was only
Well, that
one.
was one design, but we were gonna do in two
Right, it was
places.
one design, but there was
two
only
places.
one. When I drove out with the sign contractor and we went to every location, there was only one location that had this monument sign. This was in front of Pizza Shack.
I think it does go better on the south lot. You don't like it there?
No.
Well,
And-
if you don't
and the
know how to
reason-
Montgomery, by the time you get there, you got a problem.
But those signs
But the reasoning is that if you look at every entry point where it says City of Montgomery population, all we have right now is the green text dot typical
Right.
Montgomery population sign. Where this one here makes it visible to everyone who's coming into town that you're entering the City of Montgomery. And then it's the same at every entry point of the City of Montgomery. This is like the welcome, you're in the heart
Yeah,
of Montgomery.
which might look really good in front of a welcome center. Over that area. What do you think?
So,
That would look good in welcome
So
center.
my only concern with, if we start moving, let's say we were gonna do a monument on 2854 coming to CVS, what if there's annexation further up the hill? And then you
Well, we pick the sign up and move it, but, I mean, if we can pick up a house, I can pick up a sign.
would pick up.
Yeah, when we went with the guy, we just kind of went with some of their, ideas and best practices. It doesn't mean we can't add one or, have another monument sign, but we need to look at it exactly how it will fit, with the drainage.
Right.
That's what we ran into. It partially didn't make sense, at least to them.
But to get things moving along, we're set, right? Everything will work.
That's why we need feedback from you guys. I mean, if you tell us you want another monument somewhere, we can look at that as
I
well.
don't think we budgeted for 2 monument signs.
so what you have in front of you are just the design styles. The next step is, once you are okay with either option A or option B for like the monument design style, what you'll see next is, I don't have an example here. You'll see a single plan sheet that says, this is what the sign is going to look like. Then you're going to have another picture that'll show this is where the sign will be, the actual location picture. You'll have the cost, you'll have the colors,
Well, I can't.
you'll have the design style.
It's right there.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
So if you look at it, the red, the blue, the white, the star, the font of the Montgomery established birthplace of the Texas flag, those are all our, I guess, the direction that we're going in for branding. One style, one font, a single color. I think, what is it, Texas red and Texas blue?
Yeah, the Texas flag colors.
because it matches all of this.
So we were trying to keep it so that they flow together.
Yeah, I agree.
You could see where the
See, this
common
one,
features are of each of the signs.
that's
I'm for option B at the Pizza Shack.
Option B, is that the one with the pillar next to it?
no, this is option B.
Oh, okay,
Option B has the
yeah. I'm gonna go with Cheryl.
on
So,
top.
If you guys,
so I'm with you on your concerns about the placement of the sign.
And this one's
We
A.
have to do some dirt work to raise it up, right? If we just build it down there in the hole, yeah, if we build it down there in the hole, we don't build it in the hole.
but you're saying you prefer the location on Pizza Shack, is that what you?
Well, I mean, that's where it was originally supposed to
That's
go.
the end
Well, there was one,
to Montgomery.
I'll tell you where I got this, and then that's why I had to bring this up. Going back to the 2020 plan, the idea was to put, you know, kind of a parkish space right here with the flags, monument sign, because it always said replace this one.
Right.
And that's kind of why we did, okay, well, maybe that should go here.
Yeah.
And so that,
Well, they meant to replace the monument sign because they put the digital on the bottom and nobody could see it. It needs to be on the top so they can actually read it when they drive.
yeah, and it's actually unsupported, and it's not gonna work much longer either. So we gotta do something there. But as far as all the projects go, I brought this up because if we stick with the 2020 plan, we're looking at, you know, landscaping the front end of this, probably kind of hardscaping most of it, and so that was the idea. That doesn't mean they can't be at the
If
other.
we end up putting a welcome center there, then that will obviously be signed and you'll be able to tell it's the center of Montgomery, but I don't know, Carol, I like your idea that it was originally supposed to be a Pizza Shack, right? Do we not have the space there is what you're saying, or you don't know?
It was the height of it. They said that you're gonna have to make a sign large enough that it's gonna be really high.
Yeah.
And so that was why
We
we,
just need to do some dirt work and build the bottom up, right? That's
Okay.
Well, when you do things like that, especially in the drainage ditch, it will affect drainage. And
Right.
we would have to go through TxDOT, and I don't know
Absolutely. So you
how
don't-
well TxDOT would.
We have the permission from Pizza Shack, right? TxDOT has not given us permission to build a sign in there right away, but Pizza Shack has.
Okay, so then the
Right,
sign
so
would be
we-
set way back at Pizza Shack, which is very.
It's 20 feet.
Why couldn't
20
you
feet
just-
is the right of way. It's not way back. It's 20 feet. That's the right of way of TxDOT, right? So
But why can't you just make
it's the same right of way on the other side that we just got done with HEB. It's 20 feet.
It's a little bit further back on the Pizza Shack.
Well, why couldn't you just make adjustment to the dimensions?
Dimensions of the monument sign?
Oh, God, no.
No, if it's in the drainage, you would have to.
No,
We scoped it out. This has all been, we've been at this now for 3.5 years.
Exactly.
For the love of God.
It's down the road, yeah.
I mean, we're all the way to the finish line now. We can't start moving them and deciding where we want them to go now. Now's not the time. Now's the time to figure out
When to build them.
Let's build them, come on, let's just get it done.
Yeah.
I don't mind it being, I like Carol's option B, I think that matches all the rest of the signage. It's what we originally scoped, without all the crazy flair, and I don't care where you put it, wherever it can go, but we need to get it, we need to decide where we're gonna put it, and let's go, let's move.
well, I will say, we've been frugal with what we've been doing. You know, back when we talked about money, we slimmed this up a little bit in order to fit this into a better, amount of money.
Yeah.
So there's some flexibility here. I mean, this is why we're coming back to you guys. We're not making all these decisions. We're just listening to the vendor, because we changed vendors, remember?
Right.
This is what the new vendor is telling us. So we're bringing it to you. We finally got something to go. We didn't bring the whole book of every sign, but this is just the idea. And if you're good with this, we'll get the whole book. You know, we can have another work session, go sit here and go all through it. You know, make sure the locations are where everybody wants them. I mean, I believe they are, because they're pretty obvious, most of them, because they're pointing to schools, they're pointing to this, pointing to that, you know. There was a few of them that made no sense at all from the old company. I don't know where they were pointing to, but I think that we've taken the time, Tilly especially, you know, she went out and drove around with him, and Mike as well. So, you know,
Tilly, if we take those two interests and exits, or interests on either side of the city, the ones that you showed were the tall ones, and will those fit a little closer to the road?
Yes.
Okay.
These will definitely go closer to the road, and it will be at every entry point.
At every entry point to the city.
Yes.
that replaces the green Montgomery, you know, that you see whichever direction, that replaces it. We'll take those down and put those up.
I think that.
So they'll sit where the DOT sign.
Exactly. We've got permission already to take those down and replace them.
The runway's already foamed. I mean, why don't we just take off? Let's go. What do you think, Carol?
And you can see it from the road, just like the green sign?
Oh, they're bigger and taller. You'll absolutely
If
see
you see
them.
the,
They're 3 or 4 times as big as those signs.
Almost 8 feet wide.
Okay, well, how many of these are we doing?
at every entry point.
Every
So
entry point, so
20,
4.
54.
There's 4 of them.
We have
5, but no, 4.
We got
I thought there was
149
5.
two ways, 105 two ways, and
we have
1488.
149 two ways.
149.
5.
South.
Yeah, I think 5 is right.
2084, Lone Star Parkway, 1097.
So 6?
Wait, time out, guys. There's only 4 ways into this town. It's 149 and 105.
What about-
I think 54 comes in, but that's 105.
Right at Pizza Shack.
Yeah.
20,
Yeah,
54,
and you have
can
20.
put nothing there.
1097. You have 1097, where Montgomery Bend is.
You're gonna see it
At the intersection.
You're gonna see it anyway if you put it by a Pizza Shack anyway, right? Okay. Good.
Yes. Because
All
of
right.
height and size. So this is just the design. We want to make sure there's only 5 different designs. One is a monument, the entry point sign, the information sign, the parks, and the actual wayfinding, directional signs. So
The information.
5 different designs, or 5 different designs, 5
Everything-
different signs. And it-
Everything else looks exactly like we had talked about it looking. Memory Park is the only one I don't recall if it was like that. It's still beautiful. It's very much a green space. Cedar Break Park would probably have the same kind of park feel. Good, okay.
And we plan on keeping the large Cedar Break Park monument sign that's already out there in the corner
Yeah,
of Houston and Eva. And retrofit it just a little bit so that it can look like this.
and these are just junk trees.
Right now, the lettering on that existing sign is a plastic, kind of worn looking, and we want to make sure that the font and colors all match.
I love it, Tilly. Thank you so much. Really, I mean, just
Well,
keep,
it's going to come back to you when he's ready to manufacture it. So before it gets manufactured, you'll see on this corner right here.
okay,
we
for
sign
manufacturing.
each page to
Perfect.
make sure that it's exactly where we want it and what we want it to look
Just
like.
get your,
So are you clear on
That's
which
good.
options that they
Option B.
want? Option B was the only one we needed to decide on. Everything else was the same, right?
Right, everything else is the same. As long as you're okay with the look of the park sign, the wayfinding or directional signs,
We like it. We're ready. Let's
We'll
go.
put that, it'll be that big book again with everything.
That's fine.
Those were just our samples of, you know,
But it'll
whatever.
all be accurate compared to where it needs to go and everything. Do we need to vote on option B, or can we just say I'll go with option B?
I think everything's approved as long as you're good with the designs.
Okay.
The vote would be if the city administrator is able to sign off.
Oh, yeah, okay, we have to make a motion for that then.
After you review each site.
Okay, we're ready to let the city administrator do his thing. Can we get a motion to?
Right, now the signs at the kiosks don't have the symbol up there, do they?
The kiosk, you mean the informational?
Star.
The,
star.
right.
They
If you
don't
want,
have that.
if you
No.
want the star, oh,
No, did they,
It has the eye, so it's informational to set them apart from actual wayfinding. That was the idea.
and how many of those do we have?
the bulk of them will be downtown. You'll have some at Fernland to direct people downtown. You might have one at the municipal building, maybe inside the building to direct people where downtown is. It's everything to get people downtown. You won't have it at the high school or anything like that, but
Okay,
Okay,
but it is the red and blue, it just doesn't have the star on it,
correct.
right?
Yes. And again, it can still be modified if you would like to have the star. But right now, it's the eye for information.
Right. And where is the, oh, okay, that's side B. The flag is on the back.
And now you're looking at the directional,
Wayfinding, yeah.
I don't,
this one right here.
yes.
So
So the,
some of the directional signs will be two-sided because depending on where it's located, you can see both sides. Some of them, it won't need anything on the other side because it probably won't be visible from traffic traveling in the other direction. And that's why we just have the Texas flag. Instead of it staying dark and all that, at least have the Texas flag on. So you'll have some that'll be both sides and some that will only have one side for direction.
we'll come back on later. All right, so we need to give a motion to allow the city administrator to,
it's number 4.
yeah, but it's in your
That
meeting.
doesn't say nothing about giving him.
No, I just have to make the motion, so
City administrator
Says
to
update
execute
and
the final
status.
sign.
Oh, that's enough. Okay.
So the motion is to have the city administrator execute the final sign off on each item once MEDC approval has been.
Yeah, I'll make a motion. That the city administrator, authorize the city administrator to execute the final sign off on each item in this community.
Second.
Okay, so it's been motioned and seconded that we allow the city administrator to execute the final sign off on each of the items once approved by the MEDC. And once those approvals have been granted, it's amendable, debatable, but requires a majority vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those
So
opposed?
now, what is coming back to us? If we're
The full
agreeing
book for
to
final
let
approval.
you,
You'll look at the locations and everything. I would suggest doing it at part of a
Special workshop.
yeah, a workshop, so you have time. I'm planning to discuss a workshop here in a minute for other things. We can do it at that time, hopefully. We may even have the vendor come and talk to you a little bit and just to get your feedback from him, or he can hear your feedback if you have any.
So did the motion pass? All those in favor say aye. Opposed? No? All right. So that motion passes. We'll allow the city administrator to go ahead and take it to the next level, Mr. Walker. Okay, so next, item number 5. This is discuss proposed improvements to the city-owned south lot, including the monument signage, landscaping, hardscaping, and circulation enhancements. The south lot. Go ahead, Mr. Administrator.
I got a picture up here. I like the picture. So going back to the 2020, and again, this is just discussion, but the plans were to make this area accessible.
That's good, that's good.
Accessible, so people, you know, can stop here, take pictures, we put the monument sign, becomes Instagrammable, you know, do some sort of landscaping. We plan on having the flags, American and Texas flag. Mr. Forrester, you know, offered the Liberty tree, which is actually a pretty good sized tree. So we thought about putting that in there. And I just want to make sure that everybody is still, you know, good with that idea. There's no plan for this. There's no drawings for this. I just want, you know, feedback from you whether to proceed with this. Every one of these, you know, we have the McGowan Street project, and that's getting really close, and we'll discuss that. We'll maybe sneak him in here and let him discuss that. But we're getting really close to going out to bid for that. We put Part B as the community center already. These things, depending on what happens here, we can make that Part C, Part D. You know, we haven't allocated any money or anything like that. All we have right now is probably a monument sign here. I just wanted to bring it forward so you would know, you know, these are from the 2020 is where I drew them from. You know, the ideas here and the ideas there. So just any kind of input that you have to it. Of course, I know Jeff had, you know, some other thoughts. In the ideas that we had here was to make this more accessible, was have parking somewhere through here to make access from 149 to get in here. McGowan Street is a one-way back that way, so this brings people into here and back to downtown. We have wayfinding signs here already. Depending on what happens with this lot, there's possibility to put parking here and here with sidewalks running down both of those, which hits all the 2020 things that they said. Parking, walking, you know, so those are the ideas. And as we get to them, I'll bring them back to you. We can get the professional services, the you know, basic design like we're doing, and then those will go out to bid too. This one I don't think is that much money, at least not on this part of it. Parking lot will be a little different. Once we close this part of McGowan right here to traffic coming in, you know, we'll have to address that.
Breen, just real quick, are we planning to close it right at 105 all the way down?
About right here, because this Mr. High Point Homes has to have an entry to his building. So
okay.
He still needs that access, but we're talking about closing it right here to right here. And then, you know, what's this, John something, what's the name of this road? I don't know. But McGowan's one way from there on out.
So would that section of McGowan Street be available for parking as well?
Yeah, I mean, we have some in front here already. We'll either look at parking going this way or maybe this way. When we looked at the drainage and the different things that are already in here, it made a little more sense to put parking on this side, but.
Where is sewer and electric? Go ahead, Casey.
So,
sewer and electrics, I mean, sewer and water are here, electrics
yeah,
above.
so this south lot, there's an engineered drawing to put parking down this side of it.
This way?
Yeah.
Yes.
It picks up 14, 16 spots, and it was to block McCowan at 105.
Right.
And make it one way going all the way back.
Yes,
So
and I think we can still do that to some extent. I think you close it here because he needs access. But yeah, I mean, it's trying to get a design however that works.
TxDOT would love for everything if we could close off McCowan because it's too close to the stoplight. It's a safety hazard.
Yeah,
right.
Safety hazard.
The other thing too, we need to visit with TxDOT because they would love to put a turning lane in. And if we scape it out
Here?
No, it's
here,
105.
105,
Oh, here.
yes.
Yes. Yeah, and actually, we did discuss with them this turn, and then if we do have a turn in here with parking, and we're trying to get approval if that works for them, because we have to get that as well. It's not gonna be if we do it, if it works, it's gonna be a one-way as well. I mean, it doesn't mean somebody couldn't try to go back out that way. But if they come in, the parking is gonna be slanted this way to try to bring them back into downtown. You're gonna have wayfinding sign here saying, go visit the rest of downtown, gonna get on the one way. So we've created a flow through there with parking in many of these places.
Okay.
But that's just discussion, but I'll come back as we, get further on this right now.
The other thing too is the monument sign. I think we get a lot of good communication with our digital sign. It's just, it was not designed well so that you can't see it unless
It's
you're
poor, and
within
so-
2 car lengths of it, right? So.
The discussion has been, at least from some, is to potentially move the digital sign maybe to the new municipal complex, or try to come up with some other location that's,
Yeah, but the through traffic is this.
yeah, I
So having a digital
understand.
sign over here in the.
It doesn't hit everybody. And in the historic district, you run into problems. You can't go too high.
Right.
To really.
Well, they just needed to flip it.
Yeah.
So.
But it could be looked at. I'm just not sure the easiest answer. Because this one, no matter what we do, is,
Yeah, it's on its last leg.
it's on its way out.
Well, I think a lot of it has to do with what we decide with respect to relocating any of these properties that we're attempting to do or create a welcome center. I think a lot of that will help with the discussion as to what to do with the lot. But we got to get started somewhere, right?
Well, I've been wanting to landscape it since we bought it, so.
Yeah, just doing that little front thing is gonna make a huge difference.
Yeah.
With that Liberty tree and then, kind of a hardscape, you could put more landscaping and make it look really nice.
It's going to be beautiful.
Without a lot of money.
No,
It's not a
relatively,
huge.
yeah.
But don't move the monument sign down to
No.
front of City Hall.
it
No.
doesn't need to be.
No, that was just a talk of potentially a digital sign there.
No,
Yeah, you won't get the traffic, you
No.
don't, yeah.
the school traffic on 105 and 149 there is what looks at that sign.
I can tell you what another idea was. I can't tell you who said it, but was to buy the lot across and put it over there, but where Jack in the Box was supposed to go.
Not to go back to the well,
We don't need
but I wonder if we could put a digital, why couldn't you just put an LED, attach it to this current monument sign?
Well, I don't know if you could attach it, but there's room there to put one. The problem again is the height restriction, and really what you need is height.
Something a little bit taller.
Because it's the historic district and that limits.
Don't we know people who know people to get variances and things like that?
You didn't say that.
So what are the height restrictions, 8 feet?
I don't know, Kelly, what is it?
Tilly, what is the sign height restriction?
I believe because it's on 105, it allows for 10.
Yeah. So I mean, that's plenty tall.
Yeah, because they sit 2 now. So.
Yeah. Well, exactly. It's sitting on the ground. You can't see it unless you're within
Hey,
2 car
Tony,
lengths.
isn't the company that we're hiring to do all the wayfinding signs an actual sign company?
Yeah, they have the ability to build one. We discussed it.
Do you think maybe we can get them to build in some sort of informational or directional LED-ish thing there, Brent? You think maybe just to see?
Yeah, I mean, this is all early design, it's just
Even if
ideas.
you put it in the base,
I don't want, if we put it in the base, we're back to where we are. You can't
Okay.
see it unless you're sitting on top of it.
maybe, I don't know, I'd like to see what they have, or put it off to the sides, one of the two, kind of angle it out a little bit, I don't know, or angle it in, I don't know.
Does it have to be part of a monument?
That's
It
my
does
thing.
not.
You can't stick it on a pole?
Do we have to have the monument sign there? I really don't want the monument sign up.
That freestanding signs in our ordinance say that they have to look like a monument sign.
Yeah.
You just put a couple rocks at the bottom.
Make it look like a story.
Power rocks, oh gosh.
All right.
Maybe, since we're not completely finished with the sign company anyway, can we get them to maybe give us a look at that?
We have already discussed it with him, we just didn't know where to go with it to
Yeah.
make it look best. you know?
I think everybody likes the idea of having informational signage there, and we love the monument. We just want, maybe see if we can, it's like it's like a Reese's peanut butter cup. Let's put the two together and make something beautiful.
And there's gonna be a wayfinding on the one edge, so that there may be a happy medium, because you're gonna have flagpoles
Right.
and the Liberty Tree, if that all, comes together. So there may be a location, because you're right, it is, the center is 149, 105, that's,
I don't know, this is kind of out of the box too, but I was thinking, maybe that's too much though, but if we put these along the entrance points, do some sort of a little LED underneath each one of the entrance points announcing new, maybe that's too much.
That's too much. Too much money.
Okay, all right, I just kind of went off.
It gets stolen.
We don't want it to look like Walt Disney threw it.
It gets stolen.
Okay. All right, so anything else to add to that, Mr. Administrator? No? Okay. All right, so then we will move on to item number 6. Discuss proposed improvements to the city-owned north lot, or I guess could be the south lot too, including the relocation of the Rabbit House, also known as the Garrett House. Create office space opportunities, public parking, and pedestrian connectivity with street sidewalks. We have 2 speakers today. The first is going to be Ms. Cheryl Fox.
Before we get into that, Brent, did you get everything you needed for item number 5?
I did. Yeah, I was.
There was no vote, it was just.
No action, but yeah, I just wanted to make sure everybody was kind of on board. We'll get some actual plans. So here's my plan, just like I mentioned, so everybody kind of, I know it's a lot of information tonight. But again, McGowan Street, that's getting really close. Zach will speak to that, where we are. The wayfinding, we're there now. The community center, which we looked at as project number 2 within that, that'll become a project in and of itself. These 2 most likely will be projects, smaller projects, but by themselves, because, to meet the rules of how we have to do it, advertise, this is the expenditure. Anytime it gets over $10,000, it becomes a project. So we'll probably keep these 2 separate, but just so you know they're coming.
Okay.
And the north lot is, they can talk, but same thing, no matter what we do, this will become somewhat of a project by itself. What we do know at this moment is, we've already got this brick sidewalk here, and we're talking about, extending that, which will meet with the one on McGowan Street. It'll be a perfect straight all the way down to the community center, potentially over here. This gets a little more tricky, because TxDOT builds these, sidewalks to nowhere, I guess. But this is their right of way. Do we want to wait to see if they expand the highway and put a sidewalk? But if we did something here and we do landscaping, I think we bring the sidewalk here, and as far as our money, and maybe wait a bit on this side.
Yeah,
that's just, and which we can do the same here. We have sidewalks already on this side, sidewalks on this side. If we have parking or parking here, water and sewers right here, very easy to get to. Let's just say we do take this house and we moved it over here. The requirements to do so, we have to, of course, do some landscaping here with the house, figure out exactly where that sits. The requirements are to pour a slab with piers now, not just put cinder blocks and set it down like it is currently. So, that would be about $8,000 to move this house across the street. Just putting out some numbers. We just got some rough estimates, about $55,000 to move it across the street, just for reference. And then, whatever we need to do, landscaping. I'm guessing right now, doing nothing to the house, bringing it, doing nothing there, $65,500 would get it there to do something else with. I think that would, we're going to run into, depending on what you guys, tell me to do with Mr. Cheatham and his projects, these leases run out, I believe it's April. So there is them,
or just some.
This one is the one he, I didn't talk to him about any of this other stuff. This is the one he said he would give to us if we wanted to move it. And so that gives us a little time limit, but that would allow us, if you so choose, to move it across and it could sit there for a while, and then we could find, you know, as we continue to have money coming in, we could get pricing on everything else. That's just, again, this is conversation.
That 55, 60,000, that included the slab?
No, it was about 55,000 moving across, about 8,000 for the slab, about 2,500-ish for moving the trees that needed to be removed, and then any of the dirt moving that was there. It doesn't look like it's major because it's pretty flat here. The really only issue we have, which is up here in the drainage, but that can come later if we do parking or paving or, you know, because there's a pipe that runs through there, and there actually is, you know, drainage here and here, and so there's things we can tap into. But it looks, it's a doable project, I guess, at this point. I mean,
Okay. All right, well, let's let Ms. Fox speak first, and then we'll ask Hanson to come up next. Go ahead, Ms. Fox.
Okay, my name is Cheryl Fox, and I live at 841 Stewart Street, and I have lived here since 1975. And it is about the house, about the, I'm gonna call it, I'm definitely not gonna call it the Garrett House, but that's what it is, it's the Garrett House. It used to sit right in front of my house on Houston Street, and that's when Mr. and Ms. Fuller lived there. The house was actually built, they feel like, in the late 1890s. Mr. and Ms. Rayburn were married in 1900. They had 10 children. At one time, Joe Shockley bought the house from the daughter, Mabel. In fact, Trevor Shockley still has some Bibles and stuff that came from the house that was given to him at the time, and they moved it from that location in Houston at 105 to the present location now. So at that point, that house is definitely way, I mean, it's you know, in 1898 probably, they feel like so. But we know it's been there since then. Prior to them moving the house, Miss Kiesling had a tea room there. Carol says she doesn't remember it, but it was a wonderful tea room. And it's when I found what a made from scratch hummingbird cake tasted like, because Miss Kiesling was like a fabulous cook and made fabulous desserts and stuff. So it was a tea room at one time. And then, of course, then it was moved over to Joe Shockley's property when he bought that little strip over there. Like Brent was talking about that, I think that would be a wonderful spot on the north one, because you could put continue with the Davis Cottage, because hopefully we will have a sort of a back entrance when all of that is complete, so that will be very walkable. It'll be a great place, and I think that the EDC could do well, because Mr. Walker's talking about renting a spot over here for $18.50 a month. And I know that there's another spot there, right there in town, across the street from that runs for $3,000 a month. So you could actually, because y'all have the ability to lease it, that it would be a great place that y'all could have Birth of Texas memorabilia or whatever to a vendor or whatever. You could also have an office for yourself at, you know, not at $18.50 a month and not at $3,000 a month. So it would be something that I feel like that you could definitely recoup your investment into that at a certain length of time. And I do know that Mr. Cheatham has also told me that the house would be given to the city, and I know that if he doesn't do that, that the house will be no longer. And I think, considering that the house is, you know, 1900s at least, I feel like it's certainly worth y'all's while to think about investing and making it move over there, because something has got to be done, hopefully, to save that particular structure. Because living here this long, I've seen a lot of houses that, I'm sure you have them too, Arnett, that have went to the wayside. I mean, they just tore them down. And since the house was moved one time prior, for a longer distance, I feel very confident that it can move across the street with a, you know, minimal any kind of issues with it whatsoever. It's a very well-built house. There's 7 or 8 rooms in the house, a bathroom. So I think that it's a very viable project that y'all might consider. Plus the fact, if you did make it the Welcome Center there on that north one, I think it would be very advantageous to downtown businesses. You could have, like I say, the Welcome Center there, and having it actually on the McGowan Caroline side, because I know from a fact that when people are coming to the Davis Cottage and they're coming from 149, that is very treacherous. I've watched it happen, and I know people park out there, get out, people are not driving really good right through there. So if you could move everything back to the McGowan side, the Caroline side, where it's more downtown and there's not traffic going crazy, I think it would be definitely a win-win for all of us who live in the city. I appreciate you.
Thanks, Ms. Fox, thank you. Ms. Adele Hanson, she is the owner of the Garrett House.
You're taking my first sentence.
Come on up, you're the next contestant.
Okay, my name is Adele Hanson, and I am the owner of the Garrett House Antique Shop, not the building, just the shop. There are 3 ladies and myself who keep this business operating smoothly. None of us want it to stop working.
Here it is.
We have been looking at other places to move to, and the rents are ridiculously high. We're a small business, and we can't afford $3,000 a month or $3,500 a month. Around 2002, Joe Shockley set up this block of buildings as a quaint place to shop, and it has been that way. Then Mr. Cheatham bought the land and the buildings. And when he first told us we had to move, he told me he was going to destroy all the buildings on the property. We were all devastated, and we have to move, and he's going to destroy the buildings. That was probably our first 2 months of knowledge of this happening. Things have changed, but it was very devastating to find out he was going to destroy all the buildings. He has now told us we can stay after our leases are up at the same rent until he decides what he plans to do with the property. Then he will give us a 90-day notice, which is a good enough time. Where do we go? When do we go? That is what the 12 businesses in that block are saying. How do we stay in greater downtown Montgomery? We don't know. We have many repeat customers. We get the Winter Texans. We get people from all over the U.S., the people from up north that come down here and they just say, we'll see you next year. Of course, then we tell them we have to move, and they panic. And they say, what can we do? And I have no answer for that. We do have customers from all over the world. I don't know if you know that, but just the other day, we had 5 from Scotland. 5 gals came for about a week, and this was their first stop. Our customers are very emotional about the situation and concerned. We do not want the Shockley lot turned into a 2 or 3 story sterile building. That would make us very upset. But that may happen. We would like to ask you for help as to what we can do. We don't know. We're hoping you can help us. If all the businesses are gone from what we call greater downtown Montgomery, then there will be the loss of the small town charm. And if all the historic buildings are gone, there will be a historic district because the buildings are all gone.
That's correct. Thank you, Ms. Adele. Do you have anything else to add, or?
We would like to stay there, but we can't.
Yes.
I don't know.
Well, I have some thoughts on the whole thing, and can you go back up to the south lot, north lot, south lot? Let me just show my little diagram here. I know it's not on the computer, but at least we can see. You can't really tell on this because the Garrett House is over here and all the rest of the buildings. I mean, I've got them listed here, but my initial thoughts, and I passed along to Brent as well as the other directors, but my initial thoughts were to take the Garrett House and move it over to here because it becomes, and face it towards 105 because it becomes a welcome center at that point. It would also be used for offices for some of our key marketing personnel, assistant director, events personnel would be in this area as well. And then we could have long bus lanes to be able to bring in tour buses, because that's one thing that we sorely need to actually get people buying in downtown. They can shop all the shops then. But it doesn't do us any good if we don't have any shops, right? So the idea that I had, and again, this is all up for discussion and I'm only one person, but I just think the Garrett House is so beautiful. It really represents the way the scalloped roofs are, the gingerbread, I own a historic building. I know what work's gonna need to be done, but it would be so wonderful if we could maintain it, the original floors and everything. They're so absolutely stunning and beautiful. When it's renovated, it would be an incredible welcome center and retail center to be able to sell Texas-only merchandise, things that you can only find in historic Montgomery, Texas, memorabilia, which we don't have one of those shops now. Also, it would complement the Pioneer House, which is a museum, and they don't have DOCSIS safe. They barely can keep it running as it is, but by having more activity, it would give it an opportunity, give us an opportunity to be able to house more people. Now, the big question is, where do we put you guys, okay? In talking with some of the other buildings around there, the quilt shop and some of the other places, every single business I've spoken to says, yes, please, help us find another home. We could fit several of those smaller buildings in this one area, still have plenty of parking, because as it is, they only have 4 or 5 spaces in front of their building now. Is that right, Ms. Hanson?
Probably
6?
6.
6 spaces, okay. So say 5 or 6 spaces, but if you're going around this way and around this way and around this way, you still could put multiple smaller buildings over here, or maybe even one that could house multiple businesses, like they do now. Each one of the rooms inside the Garrett House is a separate business within the business, and they all rotate the operations of the business depending on how many rooms they have. So if you have 2 rooms, you work 2 days. If you have 1 room, you work 1 day. Is that correct? Okay. So the idea would be to try to reload. We don't want to see Garrett House go anywhere. We're talking about the business Garrett House. The building, I think, would be wonderful over here because we can utilize it a lot better. It's going to really cramp the space right here, but it will flourish on this side. As far as the other buildings are going, do we know, I asked this question before, is there any indication what will happen to those, or are we just kind of guessing right now?
I only know about the one.
Yeah.
Mr. Cheatham hasn't said anything about anything else.
Yes, go ahead.
There are 4 old houses on that lot. There's a feed store.
Which is it's the pool company now, right? Dominion.
Now, there's the one that's the kite place, and the quilt shop, not the other quilt shop. That one, which was the old house that was bought from Richards, that was the barber shop in Richards for 60-some years. So there's that building, there's the feed store, there's us, and there's the other quilt shop. And the other quilt shop, it's beautiful. I mean, I don't know size-wise.
It's gorgeous. I was there today.
But I don't know size-wise whether it would fit on that lot. I don't know.
Okay, so Nick, is that something that you guys do from an engineering standpoint?
The quilt shop.
Is that something that you guys, my boys are named Zach and Nick, I call them Nick. Sorry, Zach. Is that something that you guys could help us with to determine if any or some of those buildings might be able to fit?
You're going to have to go through the ordinances and see what's allowable, what could be possible.
Right.
You also have to
remember, we have to give up, anything we turn commercial, we got to give up 20 feet of that lot.
20 feet of the lot?
Yeah, you got to have a 20
setbacks, everything.
Okay.
Yeah, you're going to run into, you can't jam them in there for sure.
So your setback is still parking.
No, the backside between the museum and because the museum is not commercial.
The museum is not commercial.
No. You can't put a commercial business on the lot line of a non-commercial business, right? You have to give it a space.
Okay, so
That's
20,
what's good.
it would have to go 20 feet this way, but we could always use that for parking if we wanted to, right?
You could, yeah.
In other words, you're not putting a permanent structure on setback. You use that, you asphalt over and you make parking out of it.
Right.
It's like an easement or whatever, yeah.
And the other issue with specifically the north lot is TxDOT's not really excited about doing any kind of ingress, egress, allowing it. I mean, they'd already disliked the McCowan deal. If we could get parking in that back side, I mean, that's still, it's something we're working
Well,
on.
even if we move the building up, it fixes the 20-foot lot ordinance, and it also gives us parking, which gives us the access that we're talking about, which is getting people in and out through the one way, correct? They would come in this way and go out that way.
Yes.
So the question is, though, what, if possible, and again, I don't know, could we do in this area, and/or could we talk to Gandy House and see if they might be interested in leasing that space out?
The Gandy House, is that the quilt shop?
No, the Gandy House is the historic building right there on 300, or Prairie Street, corner of Prairie and Caroline.
I think the ordinances are not gonna allow you to put more than one house on that lot, either one.
So this quilt shop is smaller than this.
Yeah.
It will fit here.
Yeah, this is more than one building, by the way. This is the building right here. This one.
This piece,
Yeah,
the L shape.
just this piece right here. It's a lot, how big is that?
So is it added on to? Is that
Quilt
what
shop?
they did?
Yeah, it's been added on to.
The quilt shop?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I was in there today, it felt
The big
smaller,
one or the little one?
small one, the one on your corner, right there, or right.
Oh, yeah, okay, that's a big one.
That's the big one, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
The other one.
There's some little tiny home ones that are
Quilt shop
new.
is just two, it's two businesses, it's just,
Okay.
it's small.
What did you have to say, Cheryl?
I was gonna say, are you talking about Adele and them moving into the Gandy House? That is just not a possibility.
Adele moving into the quilt shop.
Oh, into the quilt shop, yes, the Gandy House, the Gandy family, just is, will not, I've been told will not do that, so I know, the Gandy House will stay just as it is now.
They're never gonna do anything with it, nobody even visits it.
You know what, that is something that has to do with the Gandy House and with the Historical Society, so I don't know, I'm not the,
Aren't you in the Historical Society?
yes, I'm a director in there, and they've all agreed that that's just not happening,
Okay.
so.
Well, we'll have to go to Plan B, C, D, E, F, I don't know what.
If we can get this one,
If we can, well,
this,
I'm trying, I don't know, that's what I was asking Brent, if there might be a possibility of getting a hold of that particular building. It's really beautiful. It would fit really nice with their motif. It may even be big enough to put the quilt shop in there with them, or close to it.
this house is double the size of this one.
Well, this is 1,500 square feet. And
that's.
I don't know if
Tell me, that's-
do y'all utilize all of those rooms in that house now?
In the Garrett House
Yeah.
and the porch.
I was saying,
And the porch.
It comes out to actually to 2,000 and, because it's the add-ons and stuff, so it's over 2,000
yeah,
square foot in there.
that's not a 1,500 square foot
I
house.
thought you
No.
said it was 1,500. No, maybe?
We went over and measured it because we were looking at how much it's gonna cost to move and that, yeah.
Okay, well, you would know better than
You
anyone.
did the outside, I was doing the inside.
Yeah, I mean, we did all the add-ons and then the porches and everything.
This is like
But
20.
even if it's 2,000 square feet, okay.
This
Well,
house with the add-on is 1,500.
okay,
Okay,
Yeah.
that's 1,500.
that makes more sense.
The nice thing about specifically where they are now,
You do what?
What do you do with the people that are in it?
Well, that's the thing, I don't know the answer to any of these questions. I was just trying to find a home for all the businesses for this place.
Your highest and best use of a piece of property, you're gonna make a welcome center out of it. It's not to be hidden behind.
I agree.
It's something you needs to be right when you come down.
Yeah, I mean, you can't, this is a welcome
Option
center.
right there.
This is not a welcome center, this is an afterthought.
It's hidden.
So I guess what I'm trying to say is I don't know if there's a combination of retail / welcome center here along with some back here, but we need more than one building to be able to house the ones that want to stay. The only two I've spoken to that I know for a fact want to stay are Ms. Hanson and I have her name in my wallet, but anyway, the lady of the quilt that owns a quilt shop, and that is a beautiful quilt shop, by the way. I don't know if anybody's ever been in there, but it's first-class merchandise. It's very, very nice. So I'll talk to the other businesses tomorrow and the next day and just find out who might be interested in sticking around. But you're talking about a lot of businesses. I don't have the whole.
There's
12 businesses, the Washateria, Dominion is for sure can go. The pool company probably is not as concerned. Yo Mama's, how long has Yo Mama's been there? Since I was born, probably. Yes.
I've talked to all of them for many months, and they would all like to ideally stay in the city limits. The smaller boutiques, Vivian Live, is that the one?
Yeah.
That's the one that's in the best condition because she invested about $15,000 on that before she even opened it, not even less than a year ago. The pool company wants to go somewhere, but they have to have somewhere where big trucks can get in and out. The groomer wants to stay, the washateria wants to stay, the kite and the quilt, their family, they want to stay.
Okay, so everybody wants to stay.
Only one portion of that is actually very historic. It probably could be moved. And it's the side of the pool. It's really old back there. I guess it would be on the west side of the Dominion Pool Company. The smaller portion of it, yeah, the doors that don't open, you know, if you go into the garage door.
Ms. Ruby, I know this is asking a lot, but could you pull up Google Maps and at least let's take a look and see this downtown area? I've got another idea that might be a possibility as well. Don't we own the property across the 300 Prairie? The
213.
the one that was maybe going to sell, but the guy's probably not.
213.
213, yeah.
That was almost a done deal.
Yeah, well, there's more chicken on that bone. She keeps nibbling back.
Just slap.
213 is right.
It's just, this is the deal, take it or leave it, folks.
I think he's just like this.
The one the city owns.
But that might make a better spot to be able to relocate some.
The amount of money was gonna make it livable.
Yeah, well, we're gonna have to move some buildings around anyway, even if we did it. So I know it's kind of hard to see here. Okay, so the city owns this lot, the EDC owns this lot. We have space on this lot, but I don't know, can you give me a bird's eye view of that, Miss Ruby?
It's 2 lots.
I'm talking like.
So again,
Google satellite.
Well, just click on this and it will
Get on the street.
yeah, that's good enough right there. So there's your lot. See all that green space, Jeff?
Yeah,
Half of it.
has to be used for, if you go commercial. Okay, but it can be used for parking.
Yeah.
All right, so parking could go all the way up and down here. We could add on to these spaces if we needed to. This building has got tremendous potential to become, because there's nothing in there. I mean, you can add walls. Now, does it look like Garrett House? No. Does it look historic? No. But it doesn't mean it can't be scaped to look like that. It could actually be skinned and the facade can be done according to, what the ordinances would be to give it a very historic and finished look, and it's got access on both sides. So it's just another thought. If we're going to lease something, I'd rather lease something we already own that we could actually add onto and clean up and maybe make it and hang on to it. It's a good piece of property.
If you wanted to do that, you would have to buy it pay the city the $830,000 that you owe them, and then you could turn it into a EDC business lease for businesses or whatever. You're going to need to.
We're going to have to buy it anyway, according to the city, because we made.
Well, you're just going to have to pay them back.
Right.
You would retain whatever difference there is.
Right.
I mean, currently you own it, but with the stipulation of paying that.
Yeah. All right. It's just another option. I'm just trying to think, there's not much land in the city. We're only 4 square miles, so, but as far as keeping these downtown businesses downtown, I mean, I'm sure that would be a much better option than just saying goodbye to them.
Oh, I agree, something.
What do you think, Carol? You always have good ideas. Do you think that's an option maybe to move some of these businesses into one kind of area that,
Couldn't they move a couple of tiny houses?
I mean, we're not getting any movement on that property anyway. I'm just telling you for a fact, it's not going anywhere right anytime soon. So if we're going to do something with it, the best use of that property to me would be to do something for the people.
So what would be the cost to get it up to standard?
It's gotta be cheaper than moving a bunch of buildings.
Yeah.
I mean, even if it's $250,000 and you pay off the $850 and add another $250 to it to get it up to speed to where it's already got plumbing, it's got electrical, it's got
room on that property to put another building.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's plenty of room on that property.
I mean, if you did move some, I mean, I don't know what, if Mr. Cheatham's willing to just give more buildings up because he's gonna tear them down anyway.
Right.
I mean, you know, there's a
Well, if
couple
you're tearing
of.
something down, one man's trash, another one's treasure, right?
Well, and when you get them, when they're built in the 1800s, it's not trash anymore.
Right. Well, we know there's a couple of buildings that are super old that are on that property already that would look really, really nice on the back end of that brown building right there. Can you click on this right here?
I'll give you a thought on that building
I don't see
specifically.
why are we in
Line Street view.
There we go. I was trying to get, yeah, just make this, here, just hit layers right here. There we go. One more time. There we go. Okay, so we're talking right here. Can you zoom in a little bit? And we're just looking right at this spot right there.
On top of you, yeah.
There we go.
Right there.
Okay, this is it right here. That's all the space we're talking right there. There's tons of space, not including the building, but you've got space on the back side over here. Lots of parking on this, on the back side we could use. We've got the lots already here. And I think it ends right there, correct, Brent?
Yeah, that's the lot line.
Okay.
There's no room on that far side. It's all on the other
side. Okay. But it would be, can you come out just a little bit, Ms. Ruby, one more time, please? Just a little bit. All right, so we just kind of push it up just a tad. There we go. So these are the businesses that we're losing. You can see it wouldn't take much to take these right here and move them over here or over there. This guy, we're talking about maybe going to the south. Is that the south?
Yeah.
Yeah, south lot. And one or two of these businesses we may be able to say, but I would think that spot right there might give us a better opportunity to hopefully save some of these businesses, if not all of them. I know we can save some of them. I don't know about all of them.
Would EDC be responsible for setting all of them up? Would some of that cost go to the leases?
Would some of that cost go where?
Go to the business owners?
I would think that the business owners are gonna have to make a move no matter what. I don't know if you build it into their lease, if we had to make improvements.
Build out or whatever.
I'm not a developer, but there are people here who know what they're doing, a lot more than I would. I'm just looking for.
If you did it at 213 Prairie, that building is in good enough shape. It needs to be, you know,
updated.
A bit of work, but depends on what you're gonna do. Do you want to section it out? Would you lease it? The Garrett house going across, that's not gonna be ready for a long time. And it's gonna move, it's gonna need a lot, you know, so it's not gonna be like quickly available for anybody to use it. You're gonna have to replumb it, you're gonna have to do all kinds of.
So what you're saying is 213 is a much better option because it's gonna take forever.
It is, depending on what you wanna do.
Well, if we make it a welcome center, you know we're gonna have to do it right. So we're not gonna just throw, you know, we're gonna make sure that it's cleaned up, classed up, and cared for. It's got a lot of mold on the, it's got a lot of stuff needs to be.
Welcome center, you know, I've heard you say that. Welcome centers are generally paid for by government, run by government employees, and I don't think we're even close to the size to handle that. Could you lease it to somebody that has Montgomery items? Yeah, I could see that. Could you put an EDC person in there as an office? I could see that.
Okay.
Running it as a
Welcome center may not be.
welcome center, I just don't know how you're gonna pay for all of that. We don't have hotel occupancy tax, which is normally how they pay for those kind of things.
Right.
And we do have a little history across the street here that didn't work out either. I'm not saying you can't do it, I'm just saying it's a tough sell.
Well, I appreciate your input because I agree with you. That might not be the best use of the property. I just think that it would be the best use of to show off Montgomery. It's such a beautiful building, and yeah, I mean, we don't have many more of those left, really. So, like you said, maybe the Garrett House goes right back into the Garrett House. I don't know for a period of time. Wouldn't that be awesome?
And just imagine though, just to be, you know, think through this, once we move it, it's gonna create ADA, you know, all of these things they're gonna have to take care of. So moving it and then putting people right back into it, that's not gonna happen. That's not.
Something I would, you know, ADA and fire and all that is not as important on a structure that age. I went through that with Hodgepodge.
It's not, but being a public facility, it will be.
Is. Gotcha, never mind. Yeah, because they were saying, we don't even know how to.
If it's your own house and you live in it and you homestead, you can get away with a lot, but being a public facility, we have to really be careful.
Yeah, Hodgepodge was a public place.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is the fire marshals, they don't know how to code something like that because of the historic nature. So you're not gonna have to sprinkle it, but you will have to put fire.
No, as long as we're not cooking or something like that in there. I mean, if it's, you know, separate space, we just gotta get the bathrooms right, the entrances right.
You're gonna have EDC and possibly someone else.
Yeah, you'll have EDC in there and possibly someone else and maybe a retail.
And when they're there, it's open.
Yeah.
When they're not, they're not. So.
Well, so we don't have to make a decision other than do we want to take it or not?
No, the point of it is, or at least at this point, and I know you've talked about different locations, but there is a time limit with Mr. Cheatham, you know, whatever he's, you know, if he tears it down, it's too late, we can't do anything. So eventually we need to decide, you know, are we gonna save that one? Is that the one we're gonna do? How are we gonna do that? And I'll put the plan together. I have the basic, you know, costs right now. That's not putting it into service. That's not running the plumbing. That's not putting in the parking. That's just purely moving it across the street. $65,000-ish.
What's the heart of the board right now as far as keeping that building?
I think so.
Arnett?
Yeah, keep it.
So the two buildings I'd like is the Garrett House and the Quilt House.
Yeah.
Those are the two easiest access, and
Zip pier and beam, do you know?
as far as I know, all those old structures are pyramid.
Are they?
Yeah, they're all
That
pyramid.
makes it a little easier. If
So
it's
the
on a
feed
slab,
store
that
would be
makes-
lovely, you know, the feed store would be great to be able to pull out, we don't have a home for it. And I don't know what kind of shape it's in.
What's the square foot of the quilt one?
It's probably more like 1,500 square.
Yeah. So Jeff said that there's an add-on to the back of it. So the original is just a shotgun run this way, I guess?
Yeah, and then it goes to the left.
And then there's an add-on that makes it the L shape, is that what you're saying?
Correct. It's almost like two separate
That
structures.
would fit on the north lot.
That would fit on the north lot for sure.
What about the setback?
It'd fit with the setback. It'd fit with the setback. If you put your Garrett House on the south, if he'd give us that building, we could put it on the north. I mean, obviously, it'd be nice to be able to save all of the old buildings. The one that's built into the strip, that's a lost cause. You ain't getting it out.
Yeah, that's the pool company.
Yeah.
Most of the buildings, the one next to the quilt shop is a new building. It's
Yeah,
like
they're
one of
little
the-
tiny home things. That
Yeah,
they put
tiny
in,
home.
yeah.
But I mean, I don't know. What about your mama, Stephanie? Did you talk to them? I know that.
That is not salvageable.
No, that building's junk.
So, yeah, no, that's not. I only talk to the people that are usually there working during the day. I haven't been able to actually, I mean, we could reach out to TJ.
Okay.
She was in the parade.
Is TJ?
I'll talk to the other business owners, so to speak,
Yeah.
but not ours.
But he would know who to,
Oh, he would know.
he would know who to get.
All right, so what are we talking here? We just want to, do we want to just say, yes, we want to save the Garrett House? And we don't know how or where we're putting it, but we want to save it.
Yeah, we can start there tonight. I mean, this was all discussion, so.
Okay.
We just wanted to see, you know, because we don't want to spend time and money and, you know.
Okay, so if we're going to do that, can we also say that we want to try to relocate these businesses as well? I mean, is there a heart for that too?
Well, of course, there's heart for it.
I mean, I'm not saying.
What does it look like to do it?
I know. I don't know how we're going to do it yet, but if there's a heart for it, we can start with it.
I think you could look at it in an EDC fashion and say, are you interested in 213 to offer for businesses? Do you want to look at that? I think that's an EDC. You know, you can't really pick winners and losers, what business stay, what, you know, you can offer a product that people can lease from the EDC. That's a business we can be in.
That building's what, 6,000?
It's been a while since I looked at it. Yeah, it's big.
It's pretty good size.
It could be sectioned pretty easily.
They can do 3 sections, well, maybe
You
4
could probably put
sections.
3 businesses in there easily.
4 sections at 1,500 square feet.
For that type,
Yeah.
especially the consignment type, yeah, you could. And honestly, you could gut the place, which really needs to be done anyways, and just wall the outside without.
Yeah.
We did have an estimate, you know, just to clean up the outside, because it's all that, just that rot trim and all that. It was only like $18,000 just to rip
Just to
all that
redo
off
it, yeah.
and clean up the old metal building. So that's not a huge dollar amount.
You're a developer. Haven't you done some developing? Not really? Yes, sir? Not really?
I mean, what, to make the building look presentable?
Well, I mean, if we can make it more fun, more historic.
So that's the thing. When you look at, if we look at what's the bid to do, just replace what we have, the original is 18. Anytime you tear into something that's older, even that building, it's not that old. When you add 10 grand,
Yeah.
right? Because you're gonna have rotted structural stuff, you're gonna have leaks, you're gonna have all kinds of stuff that you don't get to see until you open the can, right?
Right.
But if we go back with a more historical look, that's gonna cost more, right? So to reskin the building, it's not undoable, it's probably closer to 50 or 60 grand.
Okay. So,
Yeah, we were getting, that 18,000 was tearing that old fake facade off because there's mold and
Yeah.
it's just rotten. Everything's rotten on the outside.
So there's a metal building behind that facade?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Okay, so.
There's a good metal building there. That's all that's
you can do
good.
anything with a metal facade. I mean, we can.
No, yeah, I
look
mean,
however we
it's
want it to
unlimited,
look.
of course.
I mean, it's a Hollywood movie set.
But that's just the outside. The roof needs help. We know that because the roof's got some leaks in it.
Well, probably new.
Actually, we got that fixed.
Oh, did we get it?
Yeah, it was, I don't know, 3 years ago, they got a new roof, they resealed it, so no more leaks there.
Okay, that's good.
So the roof is good.
It's locked down. I mean, it's.
How much space would you need,
Somewhere.
Ms. Hanson, to manage your business? I mean, considering the fact that you would probably, do you have 5 rooms now? Is that what you have, or is it 6, 8? So, ish.
The equivalent of 8.
And so how many rooms would you like to, you're gonna try to keep that many at least, or would you like to go bigger or go smaller?
No bigger, we don't need to go bigger. We could go a little smaller.
If you gave them an open warehouse, couldn't they section it off however they wanted to though? Because that's probably what that's gonna be. I can't imagine going back in and creating
What I like about this, so it's already got everything. It's got plumbing, it's got electrical, it's got everything.
It does need some upgrade bathroom.
I think what we're gonna end up offering is here's 2,000 square feet.
Yeah,
Boom, and here's your plumbing and here's your bathroom.
and here's
That's right.
2,000, here's 2,000.
Yeah, build it out however you want to build it out, just like any other commercial
If you
building.
want 25 rooms in there, you make it work, that's how you do it.
Okay,
And
gotcha.
unfortunately, that whole section all the way out to the fire station is gonna change.
Yeah.
There's nothing we can do about it.
But that is a prime downtown location
Location's great.
with parking and availability and open opportunity.
I guess what it would
You're gonna make more money if you go in that spot. You realize that, don't you? You know, I'm not kidding, because it's a better location and it's right across from the Oaks,
Well,
which is another antique place.
It'll
So,
eliminate downtime. Because,
Yeah.
I mean, because when you start moving buildings, obviously it's gotta be empty. And then
Yeah.
where do you go?
yeah, it eliminates downtime too. So you just, but it would take time. We need some time to be able to reskin it, refabricate it and make it pretty again.
Well, and the plumbing, yes, it has plumbing, but if you have 4 separate businesses, you can't have them all in one bathroom,
Right.
okay? So you got 4 bathrooms coming too.
Got concrete cutting.
Yeah.
So I hate to add something on your plate, Brent, but what do you think? Is that something EDC can support you with? I mean, can I get involved somehow or get some?
I mean, it's just a matter
of show up for that.
of representing it to the city council. And you're gonna have to tell them, you know, we're willing to buy the building for that amount. And then you would move forward with whatever renovation would look like.
I'll tell you right now, if you want to buy the building, you can buy the building.
You can buy
Say no.
Yeah, we need it for them.
That's right.
What do you think, Carol?
Glad to sell you the building, the city council.
Yeah,
See?
absolutely. That's what I'm saying. If you want it, just write the checks.
And I think the number that we had set, 830,000, puts us back to,
It's square enough.
We just finance.
Square enough.
Not a big deal because we're gonna get rent off of it anyway.
But that's the other thing. I was just going to talk to you about your rent, right?
It won't be that simple.
Will we get it in writing?
You're gonna have $1 million tied up in that building.
Mr. Cheatham, yeah, he said he would.
That the
And we have to
building-
look at the deed and everything for that, yes.
And you'll check on the other house that we're interested in?
I can ask him, that's all I can do. I
To do
don't
what you
know.
want to do that.
Yeah, but
He
nobody-
had offered
To do what you
before
want to do
the
that.
Garrett house, he had offered if people wanted to buy them, to come buy them and move them themselves. So,
I think that's fair.
I don't know how far his generosity
10%
would go.
return to 15% return is a
But
good
you'll
return.
ask him,
I can ask him,
I
yes.
was thinking.
but I'll get it in writing.
How long is it gonna take?
He'll give us,
I think he'll give it to me.
huh?
I'm gonna tell you, 15%.
The Garrett house, yes, I believe I can get that in writing.
In writing.
4
Yes.
businesses in
He's
12
given
months.
it,
Because I talked to him face to face on that one, and I believe he will.
Hey, let me
I don't
ask
know.
Mr. Burns. Mr. Burns knows how about renting property. What do you think something like that, a 6,000 square foot retail space would lease out for, Mr. Burns? What do you?
Me?
yes.
Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, help us
Well,
understand.
you know, my thought is, would Chris be willing to just carve out that little section and leave it as it is? That way we avoid having to move it. Would he just sell that corner?
No, I'm talking about taking the building across from Hodgepodge, 213 Prairie, and redeveloping that into a retail,
Oh, okay.
so that we can move 2 or 3 of the businesses over there. What, I mean, what would you, how do you, because you bought buildings and redone them. And
Yeah, it's not historic looking. I mean, it's kind of junky looking. It used to be the firehouse, you know, so.
yeah, no, it's gonna have to be prettied up and made it
Yeah.
look more.
My thought was, you could put a kind of a brick patio on the area where you're talking about putting parking
Right,
for vendors. You guys have always talked about putting vendors in that area,
right.
and that would be a perfect place for people to have trailers and vendor parks and things like that. And then you could use the building for whatever. So
If you drop it to 10%.
I don't lease by the square foot.
That's why why do you think you charge 3,000?
LoopNet says 24 to 25.
Yeah.
$25.
$25 a square foot on LoopNet.
Okay, all right, okay, so we're gonna go ahead and move on then. I think we're stuck, but we do know what we wanna do, we just don't know how to do it yet. we're gonna have to have a special session. I feel that coming on, because we definitely gotta do something with the wayfinder. We can maybe kill two birds, get a workshop in, as well as let's have some offline thoughts about what we can use. I'll come set up a meeting with you, Brent, and any other council people that want.
That's 10% for this.
Okay. That's not horrible.
I mean, it's not, but it ain't what they're looking for.
Well, but it's a brand new building too, though. Okay, so we're gonna move on then. There's no other discussion on item number 6, consideration of possible action, which is really exciting, the review of the community center and the authorizing the city administrator to pursue conceptual design and pricing. And you're up, Zach.
Good evening, all. So just to provide a quick update on the downtown improvements project. As a reminder, this scope of work includes the downtown streetscape of McAllen, essentially from Caroline to Cleppard, which Caroline to the community building, and then that is phase 1 of the design. Just on that alone, we are progressing with design. We finally got all of the design documents from Artura, the previous engineer on that project. It turns out that they did not have a geotechnical report, even though they were making payment recommendations, so we will have to go out and get some geotechnical for that. But that doesn't impact our design timeline. Just making sure that we share those costs. What they were previously scoping out was 11-inch thick pavement. For reference, we are proposing 9-inch thick concrete pavement on CV Stewart and Buffalo Springs. So obviously understanding that that is a bit overkill for that section of roadway of McAllen Street, just seeing as it doesn't have that much traffic. So we'll definitely be saving some costs on that. We also got kicked off on our landscaping improvements for McAllen Street. Again, that is considering lighting and potential landscaping along McAllen Street. And they are continuing with design. They are scheduled to be done with their scope by March, with the bid set ready by early April. So,
and who is this now?
This is the landscape architect, Buxton Landscape Architects.
They're scheduled to do what again?
They're scheduled to be complete with their portion of
it by March.
Yes,
okay.
by March.
Gotcha. Okay, good.
Like I said, we're continuing with our design. Again, our scope includes the water line replacement, storm sewer addition, and pavement replacement for McAllen.
So who did these, by the way?
Separate from, separate from what I'm discussing currently.
Got it.
Phase 2 of that project, if you remember, our project, the WJ project, includes site improvements to the community building, existing community building site. What we discussed previously at your November MEDC meeting was essentially holding off on continuing and finalizing that design until a decision was made on the community center.
Okay.
And so understanding that that is still going on and progressing and evolving day to day, we are holding off on that. But we still want to continue with our scope to kind of help progress that conversation a little further. And so scheduling subcommittee meetings with the downtown improvements subcommittee, which was previously selected, Ryan with MEDC and potentially other members of council, understanding that we have 2 council members that serve on MEDC would help make that conversation. And
do you need some more people?
We only currently have Ryan with MEDC, so we definitely would need some representatives from council and potentially P&Z as well, and then even thinking about adding in a representative from the Historical Society, just so we have all stakeholders within the planning process of that site as a whole in the room when we make these design decisions.
Okay, well can you stop for a second? I don't want to, I just want to make sure we get to that point. Do we have anybody Carol, that would want to volunteer to be a part of that stakeholder committee? Come on, you don't have anything going on. You're free or relatively cheap.
I have a suggestion.
Yes, sir.
I don't even know her name. The lady that spoke the other day in the special meeting that knows about all the war guys.
Shelley Lane.
Shelley Lane.
But she's not a city council person.
No, she's just interested in it. You said historical people, so
They wouldn't have to be strictly on council, MEDC, or any governing body.
She just might have good input, that's all.
Okay, well, Yes,
She'll be fine.
Can she fog a mirror? Okay.
She works at Montgomery County Library there in Concord.
Okay.
So she's easy to get in touch with.
I mean, she might have really good input. She did the study on each one of the guys that are up on the plaque and, you know, so it might be just good input to hear.
So again, having that historical context helps the landscape architect
yeah.
develop that site even further.
Okay, all right, so we'll bring, do we need somebody to reach out to her, or will you reach out?
I can reach out.
Okay, all right, so then, we need someone from P and Z, right? Who can we use for that? Who can we volunteer for that?
That's not here yet.
That's not here.
I can have that conversation with them at their P&Z meeting, just so they're aware.
Yeah, I mean, it's not gonna involve a lot, we just need someone to help us guide us.
Correct, yeah.
Okay, those are great suggestions.
So with that, looking to schedule, you know, in between MEDC meetings, considering that we meet quarterly, meeting with them likely in February and in March to kind of keep that design and conversation moving forward, and working alongside city staff as they progress the community.
Okay. And if we need to hold a special meeting, you know, we're available. We knew this was gonna probably happen with the growth that we're experiencing right now. So if we need to jump in to smooth things along and get things moving.
We're gonna try to put one together. I'll give you some more information that I have. You have some of it right in front of those pictures for one.
Yeah, that, unless you have any questions about our scope of the project, again, linear utilities and pavement from Caroline to Klepper, and then general questions about the community center site.
Yeah.
Bidding time?
Bidding for the phase 1 project, we are scheduled to line up with y'all's June MEDC meeting. I believe that will be the next one. So wouldn't need to hold a special meeting for that to get that ball rolling. But yeah, ROA, recommendation of award to y'all's MEDC meeting in June. We'll go to council their following meeting, so their second meeting in June, and then getting started with construction.
Okay.
And again, understanding that there's conversations that need to be had with downtown property owners is, you know, determining the best time to not impact their sales, businesses, et cetera. But generally speaking, June.
How long do you think the project's gonna take based on the current scope?
The scope, I would say, for phase 1 isn't all that extensive, and understanding that there would be alternative entrances to these properties on Liberty Street, and then the parking areas will be accessible through Caroline and College as well. I would estimate maybe 4 months.
Okay.
Approximately. So he's awarded it in June, got started with construction in July, around October.
Perfect,
September.
right before Christmas.
Exactly.
Okay, that's great. Well, in the meantime, seriously, Brent, if we need to step up and have a meeting in between.
We're probably going to. I'm gonna propose that here.
To smooth things along, you know, we got.
Yeah, June, there's plenty of coming.
We were supposed to be breaking ground by February.
I know. Well, we're close.
June, 4 months, not close.
It's finished. Right.
We are working towards it.
Okay.
And trying to expedite review and conversations with downtown property owners who want to assist with that.
Well, I understand you guys are more the linear side of this. Who puts the candy on who did all that?
Are you ready for my part now? Is that what you're saying?
No, not this part yet. The question I have is the concrete. How far up? I know there was talk that they wanted to go with stamped concrete, just straight concrete. We said no, we wanted to match what we already have. So that's still gonna happen.
Yes, sir. So yeah, what's currently out there is essentially a concrete underlay with brick on top.
Yep.
We will be matching that.
Yeah, the only place that we looked at potentially stamped concrete is somewhere like where we're gonna put the monument sign, somewhere like that, or maybe all the way inside the community center around, you know, where we could tie it in just to make it easier, because it's hard to maintain those anyways.
Okay, Zach, yeah. Is that everything? Any other questions for Zach? No? Thank you for coming again tonight. We appreciate you. You guys are awesome. Brent, you're up.
So on the community center itself, and I do suggest we have a workshop for this. We have, do all of you, most of you know Tracy Bullware?
Yes.
Okay. She has offered to work free. She has designers, as you see there in that document that I shared with you, Jeff Leopard. That reminds me of Def Leppard. Jeff Leopard, Def Leppard. Anyways, and this is just specifically to gather the ideas from you know, the work session, to come up with some ideas to see what's possible. If you guys will remember, I'll kind of walk through it again just to give everybody a refresher. So back this summer, you know, we found some mold in there. So we were like, okay, we're gonna go fix that, no problem. So we dug into that a little bit more, and we were like, oh, we got leaks. You know, when we got up into the attic, we saw the leaks. Well, why is it leaking? Okay, well, there's holes in the roof. So then we got to looking at the walls, especially the two end walls. And there's some real issues in there. And I don't know if you guys took the time to read the engineer report. It tells you really that there's issues. I'm not saying we can't put that building back exactly like it is, but what that engineer report says, you're gonna have to take it all apart.
Yep.
Rebuild it, put all the rocks back on it. And financially, that's a tough one. So what Tracy is offering and what these guys are offering with whoever you ask that you want, you know, how do we, you know, honor what it is? You know, like one of the men that spoke the other day said, save the front, you know, and then build something behind it, you know, so that way from the road it's still, those ideas are great. We just need to come to some consensus, and then tell me, and we'll go.
Okay.
We'll run with it. I mean, you've already saved considerable in the project itself on McGowan. So that has given us the opportunity to really take this to the next level, whatever that looks like, the parking, you know, I mean, a lot of ideas are out there. So my suggestion is for the small fee of $3,750 you see in front of you there, and to bring Tracy, you know, to the workshop and just start working through it. And these guys are gonna help her put some of those are just quick,
I know.
AI pictures,
thumbnail type
but
stuff,
it's those kind of ideas. These guys will actually put it together and look at some of that. And then once we get there, then we're back with Zach again, going, hey, here's what we want, we can do it, we can move forward. And for,
Who's this company? It's under 10 grand, right? So we don't have to worry about it.
no, you don't. That's just professional service. This is what Tracy has offered, and honestly, I mean, she's a local as well, and I think she has, I mean, this is what she does, so.
So I think bringing a downtown stakeholder into the fold to help make this better, and someone who's got great experience is a good idea. And I loved her passion for hanging on to it and maintaining the integrity of the building. We're going to save the community center. That's number one. That's a big deal. And we just have to figure out how to do it. Now we at least have a start. So what are you just wanting us to authorize the expenditure?
Yes, at least, I'm just recommending.
So here's the thing, before we authorize an expenditure, we have to agree to the plan. This says open air, right?
Yeah.
That is,
I don't think anybody really wants an open air.
well, then why would we pay for an open air design, Jeff?
No, but what I'm saying is, I just saw this 5 seconds ago.
I'm just saying.
Okay, so the question is,
The idea was, they just threw out some ideas, you know, because the other day when she spoke, she said, well, maybe you remove the roof and leave that part open and you build something behind it, you know, sort of like we talked about, that's actually where people are inside and leave this part out. That's where that conversation comes.
so we're talking maybe, Bill, you weren't here at that workshop. That's the one that you forgot about.
No, I didn't forget. I was with my boss's boss, so I couldn't come.
Oh, well then, that's okay. So the point, what we did talk about there was creating the center section more open air, but adding on to it for a closed-in space to be able to do meetings and things like that.
Because it's kind of like restabilizing the walls that we know we have issues with.
And that's my problem is that, you know, everybody, when I tell them we gotta tear it down, they freak out like I'm just gonna bulldoze it.
Yeah.
You gotta tear it down to fix it. If you wanna keep it, it's gotta come down.
Yeah.
Right? It's just.
But that was the idea. If you see this first picture here, it's kind of open air, but we're going to add on to that so that there's a closed-in space
To the north of it?
Yes, to the north.
Well, if you're going to, original discussions were to try to slide it back. You know.
That would have been fantastic if we could have just moved the building,
If you
but
go with an open air type, more of that concept, you can still have your stage, you can have your festivals and all that, and movement, instead of just having a.
You know, and
closed-in
open
box.
air's never going to work in an environment like ours, so we probably have to put windows and doors on it anyway. So it may be, because we don't want bugs and skeeters and everything else you can imagine, but at least if you did want to open it up, you would have the ability.
I think the discussion is to leave the original walls as part of open and adding another building that will be inside and, you know, out of the, that way.
And the stage and some of the other little.
If we had music in the, you know, for a stage, whatever it is, it could happen inside of that. I think that was her idea.
So basically, Casey, we're
that
just.
makes sense.
Yeah, we're just saying authorize someone to start the design phase because they've already got the linear work done. We need something, we need the candy now.
Of course, that'll be the point of having the workshop. This is feedback from you guys.
Right.
You know, and Tracy's a local too, so, I mean, she's gonna go back and forth. And these guys will just help us get something with a picture so we can have a visual of what we're talking about, what this is gonna look like, how it's possibly gonna flow, if you're gonna have a stage, if you're gonna have this, that, public restrooms. I think they put a catering kitchen, I don't know what that is for sure.
Well, I mean,
A full kitchen might not work, but.
That's the thing with the building too, right? So the bathrooms in it aren't up to code. The kitchen is not up to code. Nothing in that thing is up to code. So anytime, the minute we touch it, we got to bring it up to code.
That's right. And that was part of the problem is, especially in the bathrooms in the front, we were just pretty much gonna have to abandon them. The sewer system, it has been, you know, we've put the camera down there, the clay tile part of it.
Go ahead, speak up. Something's not true? Go ahead, I'd love to hear it.
Bringing it up to code.
Yeah, if we touch it, you have to bring it up to code.
It's, in most buildings you do.
That's not a historic building.
It's
not marked as a historic building.
But it can be. It could be. It could.
Yeah, Forrester said it could be.
It could be.
If we get lucky and the state lets us stamp it, right?
Yeah, we'll get it historic.
Yeah, it could be.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't have to bring it up to code.
But why would we want to put $200,000, $250,000 into a building that's not up to code?
For the same reason you want to tear it down.
We love the building.
I know you love the building. I'm saying we have to, even if we know, say, you know what, we'll just build it right back the way it is. We got to take it down to the ground to do that. Yes.
I disagree.
Well, I've built.
Explain to me
my life.
Then you explain to
me.
You
That
explain
thing's
to
in
me
bad
how that's
shape.
the case. Because nobody
there's
has
no
said it.
vapor barrier. There's no insulation. The walls that hold up the roof are rotted out. Those bricks that you see on the outside, those aren't structural. That's a facade. That has to come off to fix the structure. End of story. So the building, you're gonna break it down to nothing and then put it right back up, which is fine. But you have to understand that's the process, people. It doesn't just grow.
Well, I don't think that you are giving the people as much credit as you're giving yourself in making that decision.
All I'm saying is I know what it takes to do that kind of stuff. We can love the building to
Who says that we don't?
The engineering, look, whether you take my word for it or not, the engineering study said the exact same thing. We have a $2 million building and lot up here that is way younger. And what did they tell us, Cheryl? We have to take the brick off of it to get it insulated and water vapor. What do you think we're gonna have to do to a building that was built in 1940?
48.
You're gonna have to take the facade off of it to get insulation and vapor barrier put on it.
Yeah, I just.
It might not be as big a deal if it's an open air building though.
Well, they don't want an open air building.
No, I'm saying if part of it is open air and part of it's not. The structure that we're trying to
To be able to
maintain.
get the amount of people through there that we're talking about doing with vendors market, you just gotta be able to.
Yeah, I think you're right.
So that's the thing, when we talk open air, we're talking about knocking the walls down and just keeping the front and the back. Do you think they're gonna go for that, if they won't even let us fix it right?
Well, my thought is, let's get it to the workshop and to a design phase. We'll decide from there. We got plenty of time. We're not in a rush. Let's just make sure that we save the building as the best we can. We've always said that. That's all we're interested in doing. Does that sound like a plan, Brent?
Works for me.
Okay, so do we just need to authorize them to pay for the design once we come up with a workshop and have, or do we need?
Yeah, all these people are gonna do is just come up with some ideas based on what feedback we give them.
Okay, so we're not even close to that yet, right?
We need to have the workshop so they can hear the feedback from you and everybody
But
else.
since we don't see you for another 3 months, we want to.
No, we'll schedule that in. That's why I said, we're not gonna wait 3 months, we'll do that.
But I'm saying, should we pre-authorize this expenditure now?
If you would like to, they can start working on some, because they've got the engineer report, they've got some of the stuff that they see as limitations. The roof, you know, has to be pretty much replaced, so they're, you know, looking at some of those in the design.
So it would help move things along if we approve this, correct?
Yes.
Well, yeah, to design the open air, but like I said, guys, they don't want open air, they want what they have, and unfortunately, it's falling
I
down.
know, but if you'd have been at the workshop, you'd have seen that most people are okay with that as long as we put in an enclosed space that will be up to code, that we can use for bingo and for other.
Absolutely. I'm all about keeping whatever we can keep.
Okay.
But they have to understand that when we start the work on that, it's gonna look like we're tearing it down.
Yeah, well, we're not.
I know we're not, but
Once we put the pictures out to the public, everybody will understand what it's gonna end up looking like, and that's really what it's all about. You just gotta show them, don't tell them, show them.
well, like I said, if it was up to me and we could just lift it and move it, I would be thrilled with that.
Yeah.
But that's not an option.
Well then, all right, so let's entertain a motion to approve this expenditure of
It's $3,000.
$3,750. Can I have a motion? Anybody?
Yeah, I make a motion that we, I guess we're gonna, is it hire this company, Brent, or is it just?
Yeah, we're just
Yeah.
going to engage them.
Yeah, I engaged them to do this. Tracy's gonna do it. They work with her, for her. So she's gonna come and talk to you and.
Okay, so, hold on, let's look at the agenda. Oh, it doesn't say.
I think.
Oh, here, we'll do this. We'll make the, we'll do the motion as written. So, make a motion to authorize the city administrator to pursue the conceptual design and pricing not to exceed $4,000 with design 3. Is that right?
Yes.
And do we have a second?
I'll second.
Okay, so it's been motioned and seconded that we authorize the city administrator to pursue the conceptual design and pricing by engaging Studio 3, or Design 3 Studio, not to exceed more than $4,000. All, it's amendable, debatable, requires a majority vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Well, that motion passes, and you got your, we got some progress.
Yeah, we just, as we finish up here, we need to look at, you know, what works for a
Day-wise?
workshop, you know, coming in the near future.
All right, well, item number 8 is discussion of possible action on financial reports for September and combined October, November 2025, and let's have a hand for Mary Ann. It just rhymes, that's the reason we do that. Hey, you look different.
I don't have my glasses on, I apologize.
Oh, okay,
Okay, so you have a report as of September 30th, since we didn't have that in the previous meeting. So you have that in front of you. It looks a little bit different only because so if you look at your budget report, it's slightly different than what you're accustomed to seeing because we've already started the year-end process for audit. So it's just a little different formatting. Same information, just a little different format. Does anybody have any questions about the September report?
No, that's just.
There's nothing out of the ordinary on any of y'all's information. So then the next one is a combined report for October and November. Again, nothing unusual. Nothing to draw your attention specifically to. So if you don't have any questions, until next time.
I reviewed it. I didn't see anything that stood out to me. Carol?
It was okay.
No, yeah, that.
Okay. Okay, good. All right. So we have, just so that I'm clear, we have a total of, is it 37, 3.7 or 2.8? I can't.
Right, so it is a little bit, so 3.6, yeah, 3.663. But you have to remember that that isn't necessarily, that is not uncommitted, right? So that does not take into account your wayfinding project, the McGowan project, those type of things.
Okay, but that's what's sitting in the bank right now? 3.7, and
yes, so that 3.6, when you look down at the second, on that cash analysis piece, when you look at the bottom portion of that, where it says total bank balance of 2.9, that is what is sitting in those 4 accounts right above that.
Okay.
The other 762,000 is what sits in that general operating pool and is assigned to your fund. And the reason for that is for, like, when your deposit, when sales tax comes in, that's where it's recorded, but it's assigned to your fund. When we do any transfers or write any checks, it all is a part of that pool, but it's assigned or, either added or deducted to your fund.
Okay, okay, I understand.
Yeah.
Okay, so all in, we're at 3.6 pretty much. Okay.
Correct.
Got
That's
it.
at the end of November.
Got it. Okay. How are we, just one quick question, how are we trending now that we have had a chance to assimilate some of the tax revenue that's been coming in from the various businesses that popped in? I noticed last time we were sort of waiting to see where that ended up landing. How are we trending in terms of gross revenue for our fiscal year this year?
For sales tax?
Yes.
So you have to remember that the sales tax deposit that we received in October and November is last fiscal year.
Right.
So the first month that we would have received this year's tax was in December. And I've not closed out December yet, so I don't have that for you. I can tell you that it's up slightly over what we projected.
Okay.
But I don't have actual.
I'm just trying to see how we're going to trend with respect to what we gave up to the CPD. I just want to see, did we land somewhere in the neighborhood of where we thought we would, or?
So we definitely, like, our projection is that we're going to meet what our projection was, right?
Okay,
like
for sure.
We don't see anything that would indicate that it's going to be less than that. It's probably going to be a little bit more than that. In looking at all of the trends and analysis and what the things that are on the horizon that we are aware of, it shouldn't be a significant period of time before you're back in the ballpark of where we were.
That's awesome.
Before the split.
Okay.
When we just take into account that the commercial retailers that are coming.
Yeah.
So.
That'll help. smooth things
Yeah,
along.
I don't think you're gonna be, you know,
It won't be much longer.
I think if we were to make a guesstimate, I would say 2 to 3 years maybe.
Perfect.
Um,
Okay. The reason I ask that is because as we have these projects on the horizon, and some of them are going to be a little bit costly, some of them not as much, but looking for the best ways, best use of our expenditures. What I'm excited about, though, is the fact that we're doing something that's remarkably long-lasting for the community. And once we establish grant matching and other types of things to get the facades set up, between the facades, the community center, relocating these new businesses, new development coming in, and all that combined, if we could still maintain a good budget, it would be helpful. We don't want to spend ourselves into oblivion like some governments tend to do. Well, thank you, Mary Ann. Thank you, thank you. You look beautiful, by the way. I just want to, is there anything else anybody needs to add, or can we agree to approve the finances? Okay, so we just need a motion for that, to approve the financial report for September.
I make a motion to approve the financial report. Second.
Okay, so it's been motioned and seconded that we approve the financial reports for both September and combined October, November 2025. It's amendable, debatable, but requires a majority vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, so the motion passes. And now we are to the board inquiry section, which I don't know, does anybody have a board inquiry information you want to share? No? No? Okay. Can I have a motion to adjourn the meeting then?
No, you
What?
were gonna.
No, maybe discuss about the workshop between yourselves.
Okay.
Also, we'll touch on, and I brought this up in council, and I didn't get it on the agenda specifically, but one of the things, you know, we're looking at EDC and others, we're considering leasing the building across the street. The council told me to go ahead and negotiate, see what price we can get for the space over here, because we really don't have anywhere to put anybody right now.
Right.
We have a couple of positions that are open to be filled. We have nowhere to put them either.
Can I make a suggestion?
Sure.
Mr. Burns came up with, he also has some office space. I'd almost rather give it to him. Can you, Mr. Burns, do you mind letting us know about what your office spaces rent for so we have something to compare to?
Okay.
Can you just come up to the podium real quick, if you don't mind? I just want to make sure we had, you know, something.
Well, I've got some executive suite space and space on the first floor. So I don't usually lease by square footage.
Oh, okay, there are spaces.
I have really small spaces left, so probably not enough for, how many?
Probably two to three offices, maybe.
Oh, yeah, I got that.
Where's the located?
Which one?
Maybe like 400 a month.
Okay.
Where are they at exactly?
Red building.
Oh, yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, it's in the red building behind the community building.
Yeah.
So you're talking per space somewhere in that neighborhood? About 300 to 400 a month? 3 more, likely? That's got to be less than the building over there.
It's about the same.
Yeah, there is a little bit, I mean, it depends on who you're putting in there, but the reason why this is convenient is because we're gonna have to create some sort of VPN so we can be on the same network. Trying to do it across town is a little different, but yeah.
Do you have internet?
Yep.
It's not about that kind of internet. It's about network internet. This is secure.
It's the secure internet.
VPN is.
We could VPN across the street, VPN and that far away is gonna be a whole nother story.
It's a different network, Jeff. It's not your standard Wi-Fi VPN.
I understand. Yeah, I know it's government. I didn't think about
I'm in
that.
the computer business, I know a little bit about VPNs. They're
How hard, it's not that big a deal. I don't care if it's highly encrypted or whatever.
We had a financial company come in and they put their own private VPN in. Brenham Bank is in our building and they've got their own private VPN in. And they, talk across to Brenham a little bit further.
Well, yeah, okay, so even if we're looking, what are we talking on the, is it triple net? What are we talking over here on the pricing for the Well,
What megabit speed, gigabit speed do you need?
We haven't even got there yet. Because of the location and that's all. I haven't priced that out.
no, I'm asking about the building rental.
Oh, all he told me was that it was $18.50 a month is what they were currently getting from the people that were there. That's all I know.
So on the high end, this would be more like 12, and we'd have enough, that building's not that much bigger than 3 office spaces anyway, but you'd have to build out maybe a little bit more for that. But to answer your question, I think we all agree that we need to put some personnel, maybe Ms. Stephanie Tilley, I don't know, and any new person that may come in that we have on the.
Yeah, because until we get the, you know, the big building online, it's just going to continue.
How long do you normally do your leases for, Mr. Burns?
1 year, you know, usually we've discovered that we don't know a tenant until they've been in a year.
Yeah.
And then we find out who they are, and then we renew their lease. We used to do 2-year leases, we don't do them anymore.
Yeah. Can we talk to Mr. Burns a little bit more about the VP? You're in the computer business as it is, right? Maybe talk to him about that as well as
We have a company that does it for us.
Yeah, or they could talk to him.
Yeah.
It might be possible. I mean, I think we should get that answer first, and then maybe at our special workshop, we could put together an agenda item that would allow us to make that decision. Would that be okay?
Yeah, it's going to be shared costs most likely. The critical point we're at over here is really with Miss Tilley and the code department. She works out of a closet currently, so.
All right, so can we just, do we need to have a special meeting for that? Not really, we just need to agree to move forward. Okay. How about, we could talk to the board, we could even host a Zoom meeting if we have to.
I can bring it back to the council is where it's going to end up back in anyway.
It's going to be council.
It's kind of I just wanted to test your, you know, what.
I think we all
specifically for the EDC portion of it, that's.
Yeah, I think we all agree we need to give you guys some breathing space over here. And we're paying for it anyway, so we might as well go ahead and put them in someplace. Okay, any other comments?
If we need to do a workshop, can we plan for the 3rd Tuesday in February 17th?
Think I'm in town. I gotta go on a business trip. Let me look at my calendar. It's a Tuesday? 17. Okay. Yeah, that's fine for me. If anybody else is, you okay, Arnie?
Yeah.
17, Dan? Wade, you good with that? Wade says he's good.
Wade?
Where is Wade?
February 17th, yeah?
He's joking.
Wade's good with it.
That's my
Ryan's good with it. Okay. All right, we're good with that. Shouldn't we be holding elections for new board members at some point, or did everybody just get automatically updated?
Well, you kind of already did.
It's kind of like an auto renewal.
You already did it.
There are no.
Yeah. Oh, I wouldn't, that was the meeting. Yeah. Okay, well, and everybody was here for that? Was everybody here for that meeting?
For board members, what are you talking about?
Wait, what? All right, I don't have anything else to say. You guys want to throw we'll get done at 8:01, this is a miracle. Any questions, Okay, let us get a motion to adjourn, please, Mr. Casey.
Make a motion to adjourn.
It's just been motioned and adjourn, that we adjourn and seconded. All those in favor, amendable, debatable, requires a majority vote. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, no. That means adjourned at 8:01. Good job, guys. That's a lot of discussion. Thank y'all for coming, by the way. We love having an audience.